I love working with Dollar Tree twine and rope. It's so much fun and so easy to make things with. Hey besties, this is Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. Let's get started. For this twine hack, I've got this medium colored twine, a thinner twine, and then a white twine. Some's from Dollar Tree, some is from Walmart. And then I've got this whisk from the Dollar Tree and one wooden bead that I got on Amazon. And I've got this fabric that I got at a thrift store. It looks like a drop cloth kind of. Now I'm going to take this book because it's about the right size, and I'm going to wrap each of those different kinds of twine around 15 times and then cut off the bottom. And then I'll start the next one and do the exact same thing with both of those remaining ones. I'm trying to get a very thick piece here. I'm creating what's almost like a tassel, but not exactly, because I'm going to just put some twine right through the top and tie a couple of knots there, and not instead of around like a section of the top like you would with a tassel, because I don't need that part. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut through the whole bottom, and that way what I'm creating is a gnome beard, and this is going to be a very long, wily beard. I'm going to take the whisk and I'm going to put that piece that I made inside there, and then I'm going to hot glue it to that very base part of the whisk. Then I'm going to take the bead and put that on there, and that will become the gnome's nose. I'm going to cut a piece of that fabric, and I'm just going to kind of size it on there to make a gnome hat, and I'm just going to cut off excess as I go, and just keep working with it until I get the right size and shape that I want. Once I have that there, I'm going to glue the middle part of it to the nose just so it's attached. And then I'm going to turn it over and glue it to the very top of the whisk. Now, I used the whisk because I wanted something to give it structure. And I've had this whisk in my stash forever, and I thought I need to do something with it. So there you go. I'm going to cut off some more excess of the fabric. And then I'm just going to start working with it to see what shape I want it to be. And I put a little bit of batting in there just to give the hat a little more shape because it was kind of flimsy. And I'm just going to hot glue that down on both sides. And then once I have it hot glued, I'm going to take a very small piece of twine and just tie around the top. So instead of having a pointy gnome hat, I'm going to have the kind that's tied. I don't know if you've seen those before, but it's another cute version of a hat you can do. Almost like a beanie, I guess, as if it had a tassel on the top, or a pom-pom. I'm going to take a thick piece of rope, and that's from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue it around the brim of the hat. I felt like it needed something just to give it a little bit more structure. So I'm just going to do that on the back as well and cut off the excess. Bestie, I am so behind in my comments, but I do read every one of them. I want you to know that I appreciate it. This is a super easy project. I just want to mention that. It came together very quickly, and it's turning out absolutely adorable. And one thing I noticed was when I turned it back over, I felt like the sides were weird, like there was too much space. So I made 2 more of those semi-tassels, and I just used one kind of twine and wrapped around 15 times, and I put one on each side, and that just fixed the whole hat problem. I just didn't know how that was going to go using a whisk. So no problem. And now I trimmed the bottom to give it nice even ends. Now I will tell you, this is the longest gnome beard I've ever seen, but I kind of liked it, so I left it. I've got this cute little Christmas pick. I'm just going to take one of the leaves, and then I'm going to nip off some berries and put them right in the middle. And I think it just turned out adorable. I did add a little twine hanger on the back. Oh, and a little bow on the front too. I thought it just needed something else there. And he's very simple, mostly neutral, and I love him. I think he's adorable. You can hang him, you can set him on a shelf, whatever you want. He's just the cutest little Christmas gnome. You'll have to let me know what you think about him. For this twine hack, we're going to use a combination of the Dollar Tree nautical rope and some twine. One of them is from Walmart, and all the rest are from Dollar Tree. If you are enjoying this video, I hope you will hit the like button, and if you're not already, please consider subscribing. What we're going to make bells is going to be a little bit different, but they're going to go together in the end. I'm using this little planter. This is a great way of making a bell. It comes 3 in the pack. You can't beat that. This comes 5 or 6. These are little propagator planter things. They're very thin, but they work. And then these are the little mini red solo cups, and you get quite a few in that package as well. I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to make a hole in the bottom of all 3 of the different bells I'm going to use. Originally, I was going to make 3 sets of bells, 1 of each size, and then I thought, well, you know what? Let's just try 3 different sizes. So that's why you see all the other ones there. I didn't end up doing that. I'm going to take the multicolored twine and just start hot gluing it around. I did start on the bottom of this one using my hot glue, and I'll just go all the way around up to the top. There it is. And like I said, I only did one. I'm going to do the same thing with the little propagating planter. I think that's what it was called. Anyway, I just go all the way around until the entire thing is covered. There you go. And I did make a hole in that one as well at the top with my hot glue gun. Then I'm going to do the bigger one. Now this one, because it's a thicker rope and a bigger bell, I'm just going to start at the top. It just felt a little bit easier that way. So I'm just going to wrap it around and go all the way around till I get to the very bottom. And this one, I love. This is my favorite. I actually think this would make a great set of 3 bells if you wanted to do that. And since 3 came in a packet, how perfect. Now I'm going to take the thinner twine and I'm going to put it through the top. And I'm going to attach a bell, and I'm going to do this to all 3 of the bells. I'm just going to knot it on there and trim off the excess. And then I'm going to figure out how long it should be so you can just kind of see the bell hanging out. And then I'm going to make a very thick knot that's going to be on the inside so that when you pull the string, it stops it from pulling all the way through. So I just kind of pulled that through the hole after I made the knot, and it worked perfectly. I did the same thing for all 3 of them, and it was actually a very easy way to do this. So there they all are, and now I've got all those twines coming from the top, and what I want to do is I want to figure out how I'm going to hang them. So I'm going to start playing with the top piece there, and then I'm going to hold them up. I hope this makes sense. Hopefully you can just see what I'm doing, and that way I can see how they're going to hang. Took a little bit of maneuvering. Once I figure out there they are, how I want them to hang, I will make a knot at the top and create a little loop hanger with the same twine that I'm using. So you could do this in a number of ways, making hangers, but I felt like it was easier just to use the twine I already had there. And then I'll just trim off the excess. I have these adorable little bows from Walmart, and I'm just going to attach them to the biggest and the middle size bell. It was too big for the little bell. And so I'm just going to put those on, and then I made a cute little twine bow for the little bell. I've got some frosted pics. And first I'm going to hot glue the bells down on all 3 of them, and then I'm going to add the little frosted pics a little bit to the top of each one just to give it a little greenery. And I just think these turned out stunning, and they actually have real bells in them. So how cute is this? You'll have to let me know what you think, and would you like to make this? For this twine hack, we're actually going to use some of the Dollar Tree lighter colored nautical rope, but when you pull it apart, it basically is twine. So I'm just going to unravel it came like 2 strands kind of wrapped, and I'm going to pull them apart and use the single one. And so it's like a thicker kind of a twine then. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little top of what was once a toothbrush holder. I had already used the bottom for a craft a long time ago, and I saved this. And I'm going to measure how long I want it to hang out and add a little extra for a knot. We're going to do a lark's head knot. So I'm going to cut a bunch of pieces. We're going to end up with 3 in each of those holes on the top of the toothbrush holder. And this is going to be a cute little kind of boho neutral Christmas ornament. So you loop it in half and then pull the 2 pieces from the bottom through that hole and pull it across. See what I just did? That is a lark's head knot. And I'm going to end up doing 3 in each of those little sections. There they are. Very easy to do. I did put a dab of hot glue on the back so they wouldn't move around. I'm going to take my scissors and just trim them so that they are closer to the same length.
It was the night before Christmas. I was closing down.
Now I'm going to take a little toothbrush and I'm just going to brush out the ends of the twine. And look how pretty that looks. And then I took another piece of twine. I'm just going to make another lark's head knot underneath where I'm going to call the top. And I'm just going to loop that through and pull around the back. And that will become our hanger. And I'll just put a little knot at the top so that it will, hang nicely on the tree. Super easy. This is a very fast one to make as well. Next, I've got this pine cone and I'm going to hot glue it right to the center. I thought that went with the look, gave it that very natural, neutral type look. Now I've got some rope that is from Walmart. I'm going to put it through those holes and I'm going to hot glue it across each of those little metal pieces because there was a lot of metal showing and I didn't want as much of that to show. So I'm just going to kind of make a circle there and that kind of connects each of those sections of the lark's head knot. And I really like the way that turned out. I think the contrast in the color is really nice. And once I finish that, I'm just going to cut off the back. Well, I'm going to hot glue it down and then cut off that last little excess. Look how pretty this is, especially if you were doing like a woodland tree or a very natural boho looking tree. Let me know what you think. For this twine hack, I've got some beautiful baker's twine. I've got black and white, gold and white, red and white. I didn't use the pink, and I've got a gift bag from Dollar Tree and some leftover cardboard that I had in my stash. I'm going to take a couple of things that are a circle, 3 different sizes, and I'm just going to trace the circle onto the cardboard of all 3 of those things. I just used little containers or glue or whatever that I had, and then I'm just going to cut out those circles. Now I'm going to position them on the bag. What this is going to show is it's going to be like little ornaments on a gift bag, and we're going to use the twine to decorate them. So I'll start with the red. I'm going to start it with a little drop of hot glue and just kind of start that center part and wrap it around a little bit. And after that, I'm going to use my Aleene's tacky glue because the hot glue would get really messy. So I will start putting glue around the outside, wrap it around, push it down so it stays in place, and I'll keep doing that till I go all the way around. Now you can see it's not perfectly centered, so when it was all done, I just trimmed off the excess cardboard and it works out just perfectly. It's hard to get the exact center when you first start. Even if you start in the center, it just doesn't lay right. Anyway, no big deal. I just trimmed it off. So I'll go all the way around, and there it is. Look how cute that is. And then I'm just going to cut off the end and glue it on the back. I'm going to take a red marker just to get the sides so you don't really see that cardboard so much. So I did the same with the other ones with the gold and white and the red and white. And now I'm going to hot glue them onto the gift bag. And I'm just positioning them so that the little hangers that they're going to be hanging from won't like get in the way of each other. So I put enough gap between them for that. Now I'm going to take the black and white baker's twine, and I'm going to measure out from the middle of the top of the ornament to just beyond the top of the bag what the hangers will be, and I'll cut through the 3 pieces for that. Once I have all those cut out, I'm just going to use my hot glue, start in the center of each ornament, and then do a little bit of glue in the middle, and then up at the top, just a dot. Doesn't need a lot. And do that for all 3 of them, and it'll just look like 3 ornaments hanging. You could also do this in reverse with like a little skewer and make lollipops. Wouldn't that be cute? I'm just going to glue that little excess piece that was hanging over the top to the inside of the bag, and it's done. Look how cute. What a cute gift bag that would be. So fun and festive. What do you think? That's it for today. I've got another video on the screen that I think you'll really like. So go ahead and click on it. And if you do, I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.